Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Avinash, and in this video, I'm going to talk about an option called S3 multipart upload. All right, so if you want to upload any object to S3 platform, we have multiple options. Like you can simply drag and drop an object here, or you can use this uploader and you can upload an object, or if you are using command prompt or with AWS CLI tools. So you can simply use AWS S3 space CP command and you can give your source file and you can give like your S3 bucket, right? So that is going to copy all the data to S3 platform, right? So along with these options, we do have an option called multi-part upload. So basically, we can make a large file into small chunks, small parts, and we can upload each and every part and we can combine that as an individual file. So, whenever you're using AWS S3 space CP command, so it by defaultly uses multi-part upload option. So, if you want to read about this, you can use this specific article. Right. So the AWS recommended one. This is a recommended method. Like we can use this AWS S3 space CP command. Whatever large file you want to upload, you can just give that as a source file and you can upload it to your desired S3 bucket after configuring AWS CLI tools. Right. So, so basically it defaultly have multi-part upload, but there is a problem whenever you're using this method. So if internet breaks in between, so you have taken like a 10 GB file and you started uploading by using the CP command, but after some time, around 5 minutes, suddenly internet break and you need to reinitiate that. If it happened multiple times, like we'll frustrate, right? So what we can do with these multi-part upload option, we can break that 10 GB file into multiple parts. So you can take it as a small chunks like 1 GB, 1 GB, 10 files, or else you can take 500 MB, 500 MB, 20 files. So we can make it small parts. Okay, for that we can use a command called split command if you are using Linux operating system. So we can make it into small parts, and those small parts we can upload via multi-part upload. So simultaneously you open multiple command prompts and multiple objects you upload, right? So that is one option. And if any one is failed, you just retry it, right? So we have an option uh, called multi-part upload to perform. Right. So for that, first you need to have AWS CLI tools. In my machine, I already have AWS CLI tools, AWS space hyphen version. You can give this command and it should return with the AWS install CLI tools. If you don't have the CLI tools, so first navigate to aws.amazon.com/CLI. And based on your operating system, you can download the required software from here and you can just install in your operating system, in your device. So once this installation is completed, you need to do the AWS configuration. Just run AWS space configure. When you click on enter, it will ask you to enter access key ID, secret access key, default region, and default output format. So you just create an IAM user, whatever access key ID you get, whatever the secret access key you're going to get, just get that information and configure that here. All right. So if I already have these things in my local machine, if you want me to go through this pretty quickly, I can do it. I'm just navigating to IAM, and in left pane we have users, add user. I'm going to call this user as S3 test user is the name I'm giving, and just click on next, and I'm going to attach a policy directly. So we can give S3 full access to this user, or you can give administrator access policy to this user. So it's better to go with least privileges mechanism, but for this demonstration video I'm giving administrator access. Now the user created, so let's go to security credentials. Scroll down, we have an option called access keys. click on create access key. So then select command line interface. Then select I understand the above recommended and want to proceed to create an access key. Click on next. Then click on create access key. All right, you observe here we got an access key ID and secret access key. Now, once your system is displaying this, whenever you execute this AWS space -- version, if your system is displaying this install CLI version, so then you are good to configure this access key ID and secret access key. Just give a command AWS space configure, then click on enter. As I told you, it's asking me to enter access key ID. Let's grab that access key ID, paste that here. Then it is asking me to enter secret access key. I'm going to copy that secret access key. I'm going to paste that here, then click on enter. Default region, I'm good with Mumbai region, so AP South -1. So then default output format none. All right, so now we have done with this CLI configuration. So please note one point, don't share this access key ID and secret access key with anyone. So it just like you're giving your username and password to someone, and they can configure the CLI and they can see all the resources. They might launch a server on your AWS account, or they can even view all the resource. They can delete the resources, right? So that's the reason it's always recommended to go with least privileges mechanism, right? So now this part is completed. So my requirement is I have a file on my desktop. There is a folder called key pairs under that multipart. So if you observe there, I have a video with the name called video.mp4. So if you give ls-lh and you see this file size is 412 MB. Right. So I want to upload this specific file to my S3 bucket. So there is an S3 bucket with the name called Avisway. I want to upload this specific object to my S3 bucket by using multipart upload. All right. So for that, as I told you, first we need to use split command. So basically the split command is used to make this large file into small parts. Even if you observe, I'm into the same folder. You observe here, this is what video.mp4 file is. And I'm going to use the split command, -b, I'm going to make it bytes. So you can give 100 MB. So it will make five files, 400 MB files and 112 MB file. So if you want to make it like a 200 MB files, like you can give 200 MB. Now what happened? It will make three files, two 200 MB files and one 12 MB file. So we can give that 200 MB. So it depends, like how good internet you have. It depends on that. We can make it small chunks. So I'll do one thing. I'll go with 150 MB. So then this video.mp4. Click on enter. Now, if you give ls space -lh, you see here two 150 MB files created and one 112 MB file created. So technically, this 412 MB is now made as a three parts. And if you observe the names XAA, XAB, and XAC, right? So you can even verify that from browser. So XAA, XAB, and XAC. All right. So we made this as a three parts. Now, as a first step, we need to initiate this multi-part upload. So if you want to initiate the multi-part upload, the first we need to create the multi-part. So there is a command called AWS S3 API. So then the command is create multipart upload. So which file you want to do and to what bucket you want to do. So give bucket. My bucket name is Avisway. And what is a key? Which file you want to? My key is video.mp4. All right. So you can give this command. So if you're giving any typos and all, it will throw an error. So when you execute this, create multipart upload, when you execute this create multipart upload command, it's going to return with an job ID. So, I will do one thing. Whatever the desired commands I required, I'm going to paste it in this document. So let's observe this. This is the first command to get the upload ID. So copy this command. I'm pasting it here. Now we just need to replace this with to what bucket you want to upload. You need to give the bucket name and what is the file name. So in my case, the video name is it's just video.mp4. Video.mp4. All right. So when we execute this command, what happened? As I told you, it's going to give a job ID. Let's execute this command. All right, you see this? We got an upload ID. So this is very, very important. You need to save this for future usage. So let's copy this. So you can remove that colons. It's not really required. So I just removed it. So this is my upload ID. This upload ID we are going to use in future commands. So save it for future commands. All right. So let's so now this initiated a multi-part upload. So now whatever the uh, individual files we have here, XAA, XAB, and XAC. So these three, we need to upload it now to S3 bucket. And once all the files got uploaded, we need to complete that multi-part upload. Okay, so for that, we have commands here. So take this command. So you can exclude this MD5 checksum, right? So I'm going to copy this. Right, let's replace it. So this is what, so bucket name is Avis Way and key is video.mp4 and part number I'm going to upload it as a 1 and hyphen body here you need to give whatever the file names like you got it here like a XAA, XAB and XAC, right? So that you need to give. So I'm going to give XAA as a file name and upload ID whatever the one you got sometime back, right? You just replace it here. It's just an example ID. You replace it. So this is for first file. I'll do one thing. I will create remaining two also. This is going to be part number 2 XAB. So then take the part number 3 and it's going to be XAC. So we have three files XAB, XAB, and XAC. So I created this command for all the three. So if this part size is huge, we can simultaneously execute these commands. But it's very 150 MB, right? So I'm going to execute it one by one. Let me clear the screen here. All right, I'm going to paste this, click on enter. It returns with the E tag. So we need to grab that E tag also. Okay, so the command is executing. It won't take much time. It's just 150 MB, right? And whatever the upload we are performing now, we cannot see those content until unless you run that complete multi-part option. You just observe here, even I enable versioning, disable versioning. So I don't have any data within this bucket. All right, so the first part is now uploaded. You see this part 1 now uploaded. This E tag is important for us. So let me do one thing. Let me copy this E tag. Let me write it just below to that first part. And similar way, we need to execute this second command. And we can take a new terminal and we can even take that third part and we can execute that here. Okay, I'm in different path now. So I need to go to desktop, key pairs, multipart. Right. So basically it's saying you are pointing to a file called XAC. but where we are working in that location, that is not available, right? So yeah, now I'm executing the third part one also in different terminal. Right, we got second part e tag. Let's write down that second part e tag. And once that is completed, let's take that third file. You see, part number three e tag. So we need these e tags and we need to prepare a simple JSON file by using these e tags. All right, so now we got first e tag, second e tag, and third e tags. What we can do with these e tags? So we need to prepare a simple JSON file to combine these three parts. So how AWS know which one is the part one, which one is part two, which one is part three, right? So AWS knows by the document we are going to prepare now. So if you observe here, this is the document format, JSON format. All right. So, but before that, if you observe, if you want to verify whatever the commands you have executed, like whether all those files uploaded to S3 platform or not, so you can use an option called list parts. So let's give it a try. So let's take the previous command. Okay, right. Instead of upload part, just give list part. Okay, so it should show all the individual parts we have uploaded. Let me clear the screen now. I'm going to execute that command. Click on enter. Uh, it's list parts. I have given a typo. I have just given list part. It's list parts. All right. Just execute that command. Click on enter. Oh, this body not really required, part not really required. Okay, let me cancel it. All right, I okay. We just need key and the upload ID and execute it now. So you see here it's saying there is part number one, part number two, and part number three. So with these, like working as a S3 test user, that information we can see here. All right, so the list part is now showing all the available three parts. Okay, so now let's execute a command to complete this multi-part operation. So for that, as I told you, there is a this is a JSON syntax. We need to add that e tags. So let me write down that here. So first part, this is this is syntax. I'm going to do this. All right, this is a part one, and I'm going to create part two. We have total three parts, right? Okay, we are good with this. This is part one, this is part two, and this is going to be part three. Okay, part one e tag, just copy this and replace this. Part two e tag, copy it and replace that here, and similar way part 3 also just copy and paste it here. So you need to create this as a dedicated file. So let me open a new file. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to save this to the same location. I have key pairs multi-part, and I'm going to call this as multipart.json. It's a JSON script. So we need to pass this file name while we are executing next command. So let me copy that. All right, so the file now created. So this is the file name. We just need to give file colon slash slash while we are passing this. Okay, so now the last command is to complete that multipart. just copy this command and replace it with required information. So we are completing the multi-part upload. Why? Because we have uploaded all small chunks, right? So I'm going to replace this file with my own file, and bucket name is Avispe, and key is nothing but what is a file name. So my file name is video.mp4, and also the upload ID. Whatever the upload ID we got when we created this multi-part, you just need to replace it here. Okay, so now execute this command. So make sure from where you're executing this file is available in the same location, otherwise it will throw an error. All right, in my case, I have that file in this location. Let's paste that command and enter. So now your output should be this. So it should show the bucket name, it should show the uh, uh, object name, and it should show the entire location of that bucket. So now if you go to your S3 platform, if you give a refresh, you see this video.mp4 is now uploaded and the size is same as our original one. Okay, so with this way, we can if it just a 400 MB file, I just want to make this video a bit faster. That's the reason I took a 400 MB file. But if you are dealing with large files, we can use this option. And one more point. So sometimes what happened, you have initiated multipart and some multipart upload fails and some chunks failed. If you want to clear such type of unsuccessful multipart upload files, you do have an option to clean up that. So for that, go to the S3 bucket management, create lifecycle role, give a name, and just select apply to all data. And you see this delete expired object delete markers or incomplete multipart uploads. So when you select this option, whatever the days delete incomplete multipart uploads, so that whatever multipart upload operation you have initiated, so that should complete within 1 day, or that should complete within 2 days, or whatever days you mentioned here. If your multipart operation is not complete within this given days, it's going to delete all the incomplete parts, like the chunks we have uploaded, right? So those all chunks are going to be deleted automatically. So for that, we can go to lifecycle management role and select the last option and delete incomplete multi-part uploads. All right. So that is all about multi-part upload. I hope you uh, I hope you find this video informative. So thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe. Thank you guys.